I'm doing this project. I call it the Selfie Project. It's something where you take an image of yourself and you add a layer. You use that image to learn a lot of new techniques, because sometimes the subject matter is what we need. We can learn techniques up, right and left, but if we don't have something relevant to us to take it forward, we don't necessarily do that. So here is my selfie on a t-shirt. It's actually not a selfie. It is the image that I have associated with myself because of my husband drew it, and there's a long story to it. But here it is on my Facebook. I put it on my YouTube channel. I'm looking for it, sorry. There it is on my YouTube channel. And I'm learning about Unity and Blender. And so then I met these kids yesterday who are kid YouTubers. And they were talking about this guy, Logan Paul. But here's one. Parkour Beast Vlogs. Is one of them. I was at the free running place, Tempest Academy. And then there's Easy Bomb. So we subscribe to each other, and one of the things that came out in the conversation is about the image here and about the t-shirt. And it was he said, "You got merch?" And he had a Logan Paul backpack. So long story short is that I've got merch. It sort of happened, but hey, go with the flow. And not just me, I'm making merch for Chowder. Oh, here's part of the video that I took from him. Let's see. So we're looking for Gimp, because we edit in Gimp. It's free. And this is Chowder. So now Chowder's going to have merch. And it's not his selfie, but he doesn't have thumbs. So, oh well. Okay, here we are with Chowder's image. I finally figured out how to get this layer selected. I deselect the original photo, and there we have. This is Chowder's selfie. That's the idea anyway. If I want, I could put it back in and add a few things. But I think that's fine for now. Okay, good. Hey everybody, I just wanted to share with you how to do the selfie editing in Gimp. I'm using Gimp. You can use any digital editing tool, but we use Gimp because it's open source and free. You can download it. Just do a search on Gimp, download, free, on, you know, Google. And then, so what we do is we take a photo of ourselves. I'm on a laptop, so this is the camera. So I can do that by going here and then just typing in camera. Okay, so camera, I guess is this it? No, store. Oh no. Is this the real camera? Okay, great. And so here we are, and then you can center yourself in it, move the camera out, and then take the photo. Click. And then you go over to the folder and you can find it. Now I am going to edit, but I'm not going to use the folder, the picture I just took. I'm going to use a picture of a dog that someone sent to me, and I've actually done this dog already. See how cute it is? And then I also did here, this is my dog Chowder and his selfie. It's not really a selfie by this point, but you know, whatever, we're just calling it selfies. So let us open recent. So we'll pick up that dog. It was Christine's dog. And so then what we do is we're going to learn a little bit about layering in Gimp. Now layering, to visualize layering, it's like tracing, right? So if you have something you want to trace, that's on one piece of paper. Then you take another piece of paper and you put it on top of it. And you draw the image on top of that. So for instance, if I have this pen and I have this napkin, and I have this piece of paper with something on it, and I want to trace it. I can do this, oopsie, and then I can see it, and then I can trace the outline, right? So that's kind of what we're doing. It's a little bit hard to do with this particular piece of paper, but you get the idea. Then you get the outline like that. All right. So, but with this face, what we do is we're going to learn a little bit about layering on the digital environment. Now, I always had trouble with this, and this makes it a lot more, puts it into perspective why you want to use different layers. I mean, I think artists would totally say, hey, you know, I already know why you need to have layers, but people like me and you, or maybe you, might not really understand until you hear a number of different perspectives about it. Anyway, enough about that. So I'm going to do layer, new layer. I'm going to leave it transparent. The reason I would like to leave it transparent is because if I add a layer that has a background color, it will obscure the original image, and I don't want to do that because I want to be able to see it. It's like having a clear piece of paper, like saran wrap, or, you know, a clear piece of paper on top of your picture, right? So now I select the drawing tool, right? So the drawing tool. And if you've got a more high-end piece of software, you'll just have to figure out where it is. But it's on the palette of tools, and then I just start drawing. Now, when you start working with this, you might need to figure out some of the parameters for your pencil, right? Are you using a soft pencil? Are you using a thick pencil? One with a dull point, one with a sharp point? So then you adjust these settings. And that is size, hardness. So my size is set to 12. Okay, I'm going to use a size of 12 because I have an end purpose to this image. The end purpose is to 3D print it. I don't want to 3D print something with very thin lines because I don't know how that'll come out. I may use it to thermofax it. I don't want to thermofax something with very thin lines because, again, I don't know how that's going to come out. So here we go, 12. And so then I just kind of click on this, and I'm using a trackpad, so it's a little bit tricky and it comes out a little bit rough, but you get the idea. So you start drawing, and there's a few things I've learned that when you do this sort of thing, you might want to make sure that you have closed patterns, meaning that if you were to trace it all the way around, you would be able to do that without having to jump. And the reason is that when you do fills, color fills or whatever, you might need to make sure that it's closed, because otherwise you can't control where your fill goes. Okay, so then here's the nose, and there I'm putting the nose in, and it's all black, so I can fill it in totally. And you kind of want to have, because we're going to end up 3D printing this, you kind of want to have a number of places where you have, that'll stand out, you know, some solids. Okay, now this is the mouth, but because the outside is darker than the inside, I'm just going to cover the in. Now listen, I am not an artist, obviously, right? I don't know much about Gimp, except what I've learned just for this one very specific task. But look how fun this is, right? Awesome. Maybe to close it, we're closing it there. Now that I've said that we should, I guess I should. And the beauty of this is that you've got erase, right? Back, back, back. Now this dog doesn't seem to have any eyes, right? It's because his hair is all covering him up. But so I'm gonna pause. Yeah, it went dark, so I hope I got that. So here we are trying to put in some eyes. So I'm just gonna shade the darker areas. And again, I'm gonna put 2 just because I like 2 eyes, even though it's all kind of covered up. If it was you, you could do whatever you wanted. And then so we could do like this. And like this, sort of like to show that it's covered up and make it almost obscure. Anyway, so there we go. That's sort of like how we do it, how I did it. Add some things here. A little bit more of the dark fuzzy parts on here. Alright, now when you get to the place where you're done, you can just go back to your layers tab and then hide the original. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, to save with the original hidden, File, Export As, and then I'll call mine Christine Dog 4 because I've had a few of these versions now. Export. Nice. Export. And we're done. Now you can take that into another tool and use it from there. Okay? So this is the one that I created before. Yeah, I think it looks a little nicer than this one. Yeah, a little nicer. Yeah, definitely nicer. But this one was done in a hurry, but you saw it. Okay, there we go. Bye.